I don't think nobody's ever made any progress by digging backwards.
One last question.
Yes.
What would you say to the people out there listening that feel like you've taken this time to dig back or to perpetuate negativity, to call out names and the radio station, the whole 9 yards? What would you say to them? You are listening to the East Texas Banner right here at easttexasbanner.com. Got the privilege today of sitting down with the City of Jasper Mayor. And this Jasper, Texas Mayor, Anderson Land. Anderson, appreciate you reaching out, man.
Thank you very much, Jay. I appreciate it.
So
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we have some things, when we spoke on the phone, you have some things that feel like need some, maybe the air cleared and the rug dusted a little bit. And so I'm just going to kind of let you start with the city council meeting, most recent city council meeting. It seemed like there was some discombobulation maybe on some things, you know. But
thank you, Jay. I appreciate you asking that question.
Sure.
Well, how I think things got discombobulated is that you know, there was a couple of issues. It was only like 3 items on the agenda.
Okay.
They wanted to open. There was a open seal bids for forensic audit.
Yeah,
that was number 1. Then there was 2 items that some council members, Councilman Ronnie Sample and Angel McCroskey, had submitted for the agenda.
Okay.
One was personnel matters for outside legal counsel, and the other one was for personnel matters regarding the city attorney.
Okay.
I can't discuss those issues because it was done in closed session.
Right.
But my issue with it was not with the second one, but with the first one.
Okay.
The item was submitted, and it was very vague. It just said, pursuant to section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code, outside legal counsel. Outside legal counsel for what?
Okay.
I mean, if you received something like that and you didn't know what it was about, what would you think?
Okay.
Or would you? And that's what I did, because of the second issue that was there. I'm thinking it's like, well, maybe it has something to do with the city attorney, you know, outside legal counsel, replacing him or whatever. I don't know. So when we got into, you know, after we did the forensic audit deal and opened all those up, which was supposed to have been sealed bids,
right?
But it was not sealed bids. It was just information about the qualifications of the companies themselves. Because when I opened them up, I said, "Where's the numbers?"
Yeah.
If you hear sealed bid, what would you think?
Yeah, I had that same question myself, because I started thinking, you know, maybe there was some miscommunication directly to the companies.
I'm thinking.
Because even a service company is going to give you a baseline total either for hourly rates or some sort of daily rates or that type of thing.
Right.
And then they have cross comparables normally to other cities that they've actually done, and can put those out for, you know, put those basically as examples of this is kind of what it took for us to say deal with Livingston or Woodville or something like that. You know, so I think there may have just been some miscommunication somewhere along the way.
I think there was, because if I send you a request for proposal, what would you send me? Yeah, you're asking for a request for a proposal.
Right.
You didn't ask for a request for qualifications.
Sure.
You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure they already got their little packet put together of their qualifications, the people in their
it's just a marketing packet.
Yeah, just a marketing packet. That's what you're going to send me. But I don't know. I only got the request for proposal by asking for it.
Okay.
I did not see it before it went out.
Yeah.
Or how it was written or anything, but I did get a copy of it, but it was a request for a proposal.
Yeah, I felt like there was just a little bit of, I mean, it's just, and I'm a layman. I'm a layman to this deal. I mean, you guys are on the inside, but I just felt like, you know, somehow or another the request got
skewed a little bit.
Well, just misunderstood. Or maybe miscommunicated. Just one of the two. I mean, So,
But let me say this. In addition to that, there was no scope of work that went out with the proposal. So what was council asking for? Because the council asked for this. So
Sure.
did you just want to send out and ask for qualifications for some companies to do a forensic audit?
Sure.
If that's the case, then that's not a request for proposal.
Right.
That's a request for qualifications.
Yeah.
If you want a proposal, then that's what you're asking for.
Yeah.
I want to see some numbers with that. But that's not what happened. But
So the council was the one who actually sent the request out?
Yeah, council was the one that asked for that. They want a forensic audit for the city of Jasper.
Okay, but who was the one who actually walked that process through to get those packets to you and to the council?
The city secretary.
Okay, so city secretary did that. Yeah, so I mean, somewhere along the way, there was just some miscommunication.
Yeah, that's
and
all
I mean,
it was.
I think what companies, quote unquote, can do a forensics audit is a much different question than, hey, because you're going to have to vet those. I mean, y'all are going to have to vet those guys.
Absolutely. And I think that communication should have went a little further by you're submitting this request for proposal or
Right.
request for qualifications,
Right.
but also there was no scope of work submitted with that.
Sure.
I mean, so
Well, and the
how is
thing
they going
is-
to know what do you
Right.
want us to do?
Right.
Well, as a company.
If there was no scope of work, it'd be very difficult to propose off of.
There you go.
But at the same time, the flip side was any of the information inside the packets that they sent, any kind of examples of different
Right.
cities or towns. So they may have sent that just kind of as a preface.
As a preface, right. Mhm.
But
yeah, and
as far as the sealed
we've
bid, I
opened
thought
them
it
up.
was super weird.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, what is going on? But neither here nor there. It's
Yeah.
just formality.
Yeah, that's all it is. We've moved beyond that. So now, as far as the next item with the closed session item, outside legal counsel, in referencing the Open Meetings Act,
Right.
that did not qualify for an Open Meetings Act issue.
Okay, so was your contention
Closed Meeting Act. I'm sorry.
that we needed to go into closed session to do that?
No, according to the Open Meetings Act,
Okay.
that particular item did not qualify for closed session. And
Okay.
matter of fact, I read that.
Was the council asking for closed session?
Yes, they were. The
Okay.
two people that submitted
Because
that
that was
request.
the confusion on my end whenever I was watching it,
Mm-hmm.
was just trying to, what were they contending for? What were you contending for? Because, obviously there was some contention.
Oh, there was some confusion. I just wanted to clear the air and make
Yeah.
sure that we were in compliance
Okay.
with the Texas Government Code.
Okay.
But the Texas Government Code states that does not fall under the closed meeting.
Okay.
Under section 551.074 closed meeting.
Right.
That was not, because we were looking for a contractor, and it states that the closed meeting authorized by section 551.074, and I read this at the council meeting, may deal only with officers and employees of a governmental body. Closed deliberations about the selection of an independent contractor are not authorized.
Okay.
Wanting to get independent counsel, that's an outside contractor.
Okay.
That was not authorized.
Okay.
Okay, now,
So you
I
guys
took-
went ahead and did everything out in the public, out in the open.
that's correct. I took offense to KJAS putting on there that Ms. McCroskey insisted or whatever that it be done in open session, when actually her and Councilman Sample were the ones that requested the closed session for that meeting.
Well,
But now, and my other point was, and I let it, as the mayor, I did have the opportunity to okay, no, we're not going to do this. You're going to need to put that back on another agenda, because we went ahead and said, okay, what Ms. McCroskey said, well, I'd like to make a motion that we put this in open session.
Right.
And discuss outside legal counsel for the EDC. That was not on the agenda. You understand? To me, I think an agenda has to be specific. What you're requesting is sort of vague. It's open.
Yeah.
You did not say. So now you're hitting us with, when you come to the meeting,
Right.
you're hitting us with something that we don't know about. All we knowing about is deliberations about outside legal counsel.
Yeah.
But you make no disclosure as to what that's for until you get to the meeting. So now the public's in the dark. We're in the dark. Maybe not all the public. Maybe some of them knew about what you were going to do, but council didn't know.
Right. Kind of like putting that you want to have a closed session over bringing in a plumber.
Yeah.
And we don't even know where the toilets are clogged up. You know what I mean?
Sort
That
of
type of deal.
Mm-hmm. But I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and, because what are you making a motion on? You're making a motion on something that's not on the agenda. Okay. And
well, that was one of the things. That was one of the things for me that was a little bit confusing too. Far be it from me, to critique another news source, but it was a little bit confusing to me.
It was
as to who was asking for what. It just
when I read that the next morning,
up.
I was like, wait a minute, that's not the way that happened.
Sure.
But again, let me say this: City Council meeting rules and procedures for the city of Jasper, Texas. No action can be taken on any item unless that item has been posted on the agenda for that meeting, and the agenda posted in a public place 72 hours prior to. And that was my issue with that.
Right.
That item was not on the agenda for what you're saying. For outside legal counsel, okay, that's just in general. Okay, you want to take outside legal counsel. Now you're being specific once you get to the meeting and say for the EDC, which is the Economic Development Corporation.
So what your contention is that if they were asking for, number one, a closed session to talk about a lawyer or outside attorney, specifically for the EDC, that should have been outlined in full in the agenda.
It should have been outlined in full in the agenda, and it did not qualify according to the Open Meetings Act as closed session. We could discuss if you want to approve hiring for a outside legal counsel for the EDC.
Right.
Then you could have done that in closed session. That wasn't.
Or open session?
Yeah, open session. Open session, not closed
See
session.
how confusing it gets?
Yeah, it's confusing.
Well, let me ask you this. So, obviously there's been a lot of stuff. There's been a lot of talk about Jedco and kind of what's been going on, or what's happened, or kind of where Jedco finds itself at this point. Hopefully I can sit down with Mr. Hopkins at some point here pretty soon and kind of get his take on it. But you as the mayor, I mean, what obviously we don't want to disclose anything that's been discussed in closed session. Right?
No, absolutely.
But at the same time, I mean, do we have a path forward on this thing?
Yes, we do. We've been working on that.
Okay.
Right now, just let me tell you this, Jay. Moving on to the Jedco issue. The 3 city council members on Jedco right now: myself, Ronald Sample, and LaQuinn Hildebrand.
Okay.
There has been some question about, is Jedco operating legally? The question was brought up by one of the board members.
Sure.
Are we a legal board?
Okay.
Sure, we're a legal board. That would be my contention. I mean, I'm not an attorney, but I think that we're a legal board. Or should we be meeting because we're not a legal board? Now, what legal mind told you that we were not a legal board?
Right.
To me, I think that we are. And I'm not taking up for Jedco or not taking up for anybody on the council or anything, but I checked and looked consulted with some attorneys. There's been some question about, what Jedco's doing, but should they stop meeting? No. Are they a legal board? Yes.
Okay.
Are there some things that need to be done, which, like what you just asked, to ensure that we are? Yes, I do believe that. And I will tell you this. I met with Ted Walker, the Jedco attorney, the executive director, Eddie Hopkins, and Mike Radcliffe, who was a city attorney.
Right.
And what we were trying to do was get together, like you said, for a path forward. Because we have all this going on. So what we need to do is, okay, look, what do we need to do to make this right? What do we need to do to move forward with this so we can take this cloud of suspicion, this cloud of secrecy, what people think, off Jedco?
Yeah.
So what we need to do is, the members that you have there now, we've come up with a plan.
Right.
We come up with a plan. I'm not going to disclose that. I'm going to leave that to the attorney
Okay.
For Ted Walker too, but it has to do with ratifying what's there now. But I
So
will
basically just backdating.
I will let
That type
the
of thing.
city attorney,
Okay.
Jedco attorney and the city attorney, they're coming up with that.
Okay.
And I think that's going to work.
Sure.
But at the same time, people are questioning the relationship between the city of Jasper and Jedco. I've even had called in question by me by Councilmember McCroskey that as a letter that she read at the last two council meetings ago about my relationship with the executive director at the Jedco board. I'm like, what does she mean? My relationship with him? That sounds kind of strange to me.
Sure.
You asking about a relationship between me and Eddie Hopkins? Or what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the board. I'm the mayor of the city of Jasper.
Right.
And people have this misconception like, oh, it's a secret meeting. No, why? Because you weren't invited. It was a secret meeting. Did you have to be there?
Right.
No, you didn't. We're trying to get some things done. And the way to get things done is with people who are thinking positively about get things done. That's what I want to do in Jasper. I want to move forward from all this negativity here in Jasper with what's going on with the media, with what's going on with the citizens here in Jasper, such as Miss Renee Harrington. I'm trying to get away from all that. We have a new outlet in town now where people can come and express their anger.
Oh, okay.
And express and demean people. I want to get away from that.
Yeah.
So
okay. So if we're going to get away from that, and that's what you're wanting to do, then why do you feel the need to put Miss Harrington's name out there that most people probably are not familiar with?
Because let me say this: so be full disclosure, so people will know. I've deleted my Mayor of Jasper Facebook page.
Okay.
Because I was getting a lot from Miss Harrington, a lot of information's in, and people do have my phone number.
Right.
They're screenshotting me things that Miss Harrington is saying about me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's saying about the city. It's saying, why am I putting her name out there? It's saying about Jedco. It's saying about city council. It's saying about things that the city's not doing. Where she's getting her information from, I don't know, because I don't follow her.
Okay. So Miss Harrington is not what you'd call a fan.
A fan of the city, if you ask me.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she's city friendly.
Okay. Okay.
To me, it seems like this woman is trying to burn the city of Jasper down in any way she can. I don't know what the city of Jasper's done to her, other than not go on her property and fix her problem that she supposedly has. She's had a sewer problem for I don't know how long on a house that she bought that, from my understanding, sight unseen. But now you have a sewer problem. You want to blame that on the city of Jasper?
I got you.
Is it the city of Jasper's fault? That's up to the city management, the public works department, water and sewer department. That's their position.
So
I'm not operations. You know me. I'm legislate.
If we're moving on from negativity, then how committed to that are you?
I'm very committed to it.
Okay.
I am. That's why. How heavily am I committed to that? I don't respond to those comments on Facebook. That's why I eliminated my page. I never responded to it when I had a page, but I just don't want to have to sit and look at that every day and get all the dings on my phone with notifications from these things are going. So
but in all
that has to
fairness,
start with everybody.
But in all fairness, we are kind of responding to it now in a very public way.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm doing it publicly.
Okay.
I'm not going on Facebook where I can hide and make a few comments here and there.
I got you.
About that. That's why I'm public right now. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it out in public right now. I'm not going to go on social media, on the Facebook page, and respond to something that somebody has posted.
Right.
And there are a lot of things that get posted, and a lot of people don't even live in the city of Jasper that comment on it.
Okay.
Sometimes people send me a screenshot. Is that what it's called? I get screenshots, and I see some of these comments and I'm mentioning it now, and some of these people aren't even relevant.
Okay.
And I think that they're not, because some of them 2 comments, 3 comments, every once in a while. There was one time at some point in time when they were trying to put me off the boards. Whoever this anonymous person was that put that on there, they got a lot of comments. That kind of stuck in their craw, I guess, because it was something that they didn't do.
Right.
And there was a lot of comments that came in about that because I got the screenshots. Like I said, I don't look on those pages, Jay. But, like I said, yeah, I do want to move forward. And that's why I want to try to put this out here to let the people and the citizens of Jasper know, stop responding to this negativity. Will it stop? No, because it's social media. Some people don't have a life.
Okay.
Some people, that is their life. They want to sit back and just look and see, what can I find wrong? What can I find wrong? Let me get on my laptop. Let me dig into this. Let me dig into this. How would they like it if the tables were turned? If somebody would dig into these people that are on Facebook, this Jasper Jewel. I got a screenshot about that. Okay, we need to find
Jasper Jewel.
Yeah, I guess it's a Facebook page. It's a an anonymous Facebook page. Nobody knows whose it is. There's no name on it. It just says Jasper Jewel anonymous. They got an anonymous website, anonymous email address, I believe, that they sent me to. It's like, what? At least Miss Harrington is out public. She's letting you know who she is.
Sure.
But this Jasper Jewel, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, and if you tell me I'm wrong, I'll say, okay, Jay, I'm wrong. But one thing, our friend, former friend, however you want to say it, Mike Loud used to always tell me, if somebody puts something on anonymous, they ain't got no, you know what?
They got no male fortitude.
Right.
We'll call it like
you want to put, no male fortitude. If you want to put something, put your name on it.
Right.
So, yeah, he said it about the anonymous person. Now, you got this Jasper Jewel out there that nobody knows who it is.
This sounds like, I forget what the series, the television series, or the I don't know if it's on television or cable or what it's on, but where there's this character, this person that nobody knows who it is writing this letter, and it's like a newsletter to everybody. It's like set back in the Victorian era and all this stuff. That's what it feels like. That's what this whole thing feels like. So
it does.
Man, I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's definitely that's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, it is. So, but I just want, like I said, every day it's something every day. I mean, you got people, and people are well within their right to do this.
Sure.
But I take sort of offense to people as, you're anonymous, but you're sending in all these public Miss Harrington, yeah, she's doing her public information requests out in the open. This is me. This is who I am. I want to get this. But the city is getting inundated with open records requests.
Yeah.
Okay. Jedco is getting inundated with open records requests.
Right. Yeah. I mean, matter of fact, Newton, the county of Newton, went to charging folks over a certain amount.
Oh yeah, we do
for all their requests.
But the relationship between Jedco and the city, the Jedco is an economic development corporation.
Sure.
Okay. It was established back in the 1990s. Mm-hmm. According to Texas law, they have to follow what Texas law says, and there was an election where the people of the citizens of Jasper, voted for that.
Right.
So the people asked for that. It has been an asset. Just like the city and just like Jedco, they have a board, they have a team.
Right.
Now, has everything been above board? I think it has. Maybe it hasn't. Has there been some spending at the city? Has there been some spending at the Jedco that may have been questionable? Yeah, but this criminal aspect of it, I don't think anything has been done criminally.
Right.
Maybe mishandled, maybe mismanaged, but nothing criminal.
Is that kind of where the whole forensics audit's coming from?
Yeah, that's what it is. But
so
the thing is, there's nothing saying that, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that from any council member.
Right.
I just want a forensic audit. Okay, you want a forensic audit for what? What are you looking for? What are your specific items on this forensic audit? Because I've read the one that we've gotten from Tidwell and Weaver and Tidwell.
Yeah.
From Weaver. So
it was a forensic audit?
That's our annual audit that we do. And a forensic audit goes into a little bit more specific detail.
Very, very much so.
Yeah. And they cost about what, $300,000?
They aren't cheap. Matter of fact, I'll just say this. Newton County's current judge ran on the platform of saying he was going to have a forensics audit done. So basically over in Newton County, he ran and saying that he was going to do a forensics audit because there was an assumed whole list of corruption that had been going on.
Same here.
Once he got in office, and realized how little money the county actually had, they couldn't even afford the forensics audit. So I'm sitting here going, has the council actually, I mean, once again, this goes back to seeing the numbers.
Yeah.
You know, when you see it's going to cost $100 or $200 plus $1,000 to do a forensics audit.
Right.
My question is this: what happens whenever no corruption is found on the forensics audit? Who picks up that bill?
Let me take that a little step further. How are we going to pay for it? We've already had our budget. Our
Right.
budget's been done.
Sure.
We no longer have access to that 29 million or whatever million that we have
Right.
from the Cambridge project SRMPA funds.
Sure.
That can only be used for light and power.
Right.
When it used to could be used for, oh, we need a new fire truck, oh, we need a new bucket truck. Well, bucket truck they can get now because that's part of the light and power department.
So when did that
there's no
change?
money there for that.
So when did that change?
That changed when the settlement agreement was settled on last month, I believe it was. We did when we had the attorney, this group with Mr. Bill Grant that came in. You don't know how much damage that did to the city. The concept and the idea was good. Maybe what he was trying to find out and what he was saying, that was all good. I was even like, okay, yeah, this is something good. Maybe something good can come out of this, but nothing good is going to come out of that because that settlement agreement, what they were trying to,
So basically, they shut down
citizens of Jasper for fair and equitable rates.
Okay.
They were already getting fair and equitable rates. They found nothing wrong with our rates for the city of Jasper.
Okay.
Rate study came in and said we were good.
Okay.
I think the only town in the area, only city in the area in Southeast Texas had lower rates than ours was Liberty. So we had our rate studies done, and the rate studies came back as we're okay. So
Yeah.
we did all that for what? We spent how much money for what? Did the citizens of Jasper for fair and equitable rates spent money for what? To find out that we're fair and equitable?
Yeah.
And along with some of the worst thing that came out of it to me was, oh, you only get to spend this money on, this money has to only go for light and power. You can't spend it on anything else.
So that's how the city basically settled that
Yeah.
deal? Mm-hmm. Was to say, okay, if y'all don't want us to just have this as a piggy bank to be able to redo roads and stuff like that.
Can't do it. Can't touch it. Only go to light and power. If we get an emergency to come up and we don't have it,
yeah.
if we don't have the funds for that,
Yeah.
can't
You,
touch that.
you can help get the lights back on, but you can't fix the roads or
that's
cut
it.
the trees off the streets. Yeah.
You
Well,
better have that in your budget. Police department, you better have money in your budget to get
I know
a new
this. I know
patrol
prior,
vehicle or what.
I know prior mayors weren't restricted like that,
No, they were not.
or council people.
They
weren't
could
restricted.
use that money for anything they wanted to, and they did. I mean,
Yeah.
capital. You put in your capital request now.
Sure.
That capital request better be able to come out of your budget, or it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's like Randy Sayers.
Yeah.
David Barber. I was going to say Barberino, but David Barber. Gary Gatlin, Randy Sayers. Gary Gatlin again because he took over for Randy, and then Randy came back, and then Gary Gatlin, who ran for mayor and won, Randy Sayers, now me, and also in between that, Mayor Mike Louth. From 2009 to 2015, could do with that money what they did. What did they do during that time? I don't hear anybody looking into that.
Right.
Look into what was happening between 2000 and 2024. All the mayors between then.
Right.
Which was, like I said, as far as I know, David Barber, Mike Louth, Randy Sayers, Gary Gatlin, and now me. So look into all those. Don't just like, the council. Because, when you say that now,
Right.
people are looking at, this city council. Don't forget that there were city councils before us.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't forget there was a city manager before
Matter of
Greg
fact-
Kelly.
Yeah.
And before Denise Kelly. There was a city manager before then. I think one of the worst things that could have been done in this city was, I'm not going to say that she did a bad job, but I just don't think that we should have had a city manager / city finance director. To me, that's like, an oxymoron. You got this person who is supposed to be over this person
Right.
is now this person also. But that was something that was done during Mayor Louth's term. That was something that he did.
But I guess my question would be, is it is it something that is that a situation that was kind of inherited, where you did have a person in this position and then they left, and then the city manager ended up just taking that position on herself in order to keep it moving? I don't know. I don't know what
That
the
would be a
details
question
are.
for that. I don't either.
Gotcha.
That'd be a question for that administration.
Yeah, because
I don't know how that came to be.
yeah.
If they,
Because I mean, a lot of times in these little towns, man, I hate to be the perpetual apologist in this deal, but I mean, you find 20% of the people who's doing all of the work.
yeah,
And they all wear different hats. And you've got, I mean, it's just like this. You've got Eddie Hopkins over here at Jedco, and he's the executive director. Mm-hmm. And then 4 or 5 days a week, he spends his time as a salesman for Jasper.
yeah.
And then goes back to executive directing, or however that all works.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the same people wearing different hats, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I understand. Let me allude to your point that Jasper is a small town, in the way things happen here, with people wearing different hats and doing things.
Sure.
Also, one of the things on Jedco is this that has been brought up. Oh yeah, Jedco, they're giving money to their friends. It's like, wait a minute. Referring to the facade program. Jasper, population right now, 6,884 people. I believe it's more, but that's what the census says. So
Okay.
Who am I? I'm not a forensic auditor. There's a complaint that's going around town now with people are requesting all these public information requests about Jedco giving money to their friends. We had the facade program, which the people in the city of Jasper, the business people in the city of Jasper.
Yeah.
Jasper's only so big. Who owns most of this property downtown?
I don't know.
Yeah, some of the people own Jedco. Some of them on that board.
Right.
But they're complaining about us beautifying the city. Oh, you're giving money to Chris Lanier, or you're giving money to Robert Jackson, or you're giving money to this person. I'm just throwing some names out there.
Yeah.
Well, those people own those buildings.
Right.
Oh, why did this person get this amount of money? Why did this
Do
person
they have to
get
go
that
through
money?
an application process?
Yes, there is an application process. There is a team, a committee that does that.
Okay.
The committee does that. They get the applications. People apply to that team, and
Right.
that team approves it. And once they meet the qualifications, then they get the funding for the facade program. And I think I forget how much money we had at the first time. I think it was, I don't know if the program has been renewed.
Right.
It was like $100,000, but it was capped at $10,000. You could get up to $10,000 from Jedco.
Oh, okay.
Okay. They had a problem with that.
Yeah.
They have a problem with that now. There've been requests submitted to find out. Oh well, what do we? These people are in Jasper. They're spending the money. Those are grants.
Yeah.
This money comes in from grants. I have a problem with people the things that they want to do. We want to get a forensic audit. We want to get an attorney. Stop. Wait, you're talking about people, the city and Jedco wasting taxpayer money.
Right.
The city right now, council and some of the people want to get a forensic audit.
Right.
And they want to get an attorney to investigate Jedco.
Right.
You're still wasting. You're wasting the taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
Am I opposed to some of that? Yeah, I am. I was even being accused that I was obstructing investigation of Jedco.
Oh, okay.
That came out with Miss McCroskey said that at the last meeting. Why are you obstructing? No, I'm not obstructing. I just want it done right. If you want to do that, do it the right way.
Yeah.
You're making it look like the city of Jasper is corrupt, Jedco is corrupt. I don't see that corruption.
Yeah.
Been there for like 6 years now, and then I'm talking people that have been there 5 months or whatever, and they're listening to some way out conspiracy comments out here that what people are doing, and I don't see that.
Right.
Instead of coming to Jedco or coming to the city manager or the city finance director, whatever. Okay, look, I have a question about this.
Right.
First thing you want to do is, I want a forensic audit, or I want to get an attorney to investigate.
Right.
Those things cost money.
Yeah, and I mean,
But you talk about, and you're saying the city's spending money and
Yeah.
Jedco, you're wasting the taxpayers' money on those issues that you don't need to be. Now, I'm pretty sure once they see this,
Yeah.
I'm going to be raked over the coals, burned in effigy, and probably try to be run out of town on a rail by a handful of people.
yeah.
I think most of the citizens will agree with me, but you'll have them Facebook trolls out there. They'll be on it.
That is true.
You know it.
That is true. Facebook is alive and well.
Oh, yeah. So why are they trying to tear the city down? Why are you trying to tear the city down? Why are you trying to tear Jedco down when there's even been issues with, you got Provalis up here. You're giving them a building. You got 200 employees plus.
Yeah. It's called incentivizing.
It's called incentivizing. Oh, why are you doing this? Oh, well, why did you give this person that? Yeah. Did they make some bad decisions down there? Yeah, they did. Yeah, there's been some decisions that I made from what I've heard. People have gotten some money and the business person didn't follow through.
But when was that?
That was before me. I mean, that's
okay. So if that was
some
before
time ago.
you, that was probably before current administration.
Oh yes,
Jedco.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Well, what are we talking about? I mean, I get it.
So yeah, but why are you trying to burn this current
Right.
city administration,
Right.
this current Jedco administration? What have they done to these people? What did
Right.
the city and what did Jedco do to the people that are out there now
Right.
making these allegations? These people are mean, vicious, vile. I mean, why are you not trying to build this city up instead of tearing it down because you don't have people down there doing your bidding, doing what you want them to do? Okay. That's not what it's about. We're working for the city, not for a handful of people.
Okay.
Not for a handful of people up the street, not for a handful of people across the way. All of the people for the city of Jasper, not for the few Facebook trolls that want to get on there and say, yeah, I'm looking for this. There's corruption.
All right, let me ask you this though. Just let's kind of flip the argument around.
Okay.
All right. So say the city comes up with the funds, or maybe a mysterious donor shows up and they give the city the funds to be able to do the forensics audit. And then the forensics audit turns over that there's been maybe not, things that just don't look right. Okay.
You got to be specific.
All right. But considering the fact that I'm not a forensics audit guy, we'll just go with there looks like some impropriety going on.
Looks like.
Okay. So, but that's what it turns up. Then how do we proceed forward? Because this is one of the questions I have for all these little cities and counties around here. This is one of the biggest questions is, we don't have, maybe we have some nepotism that goes on in these cities and county employees and this type of deal. But really what we've got what I call church nepotism, where I go to church with Brother Saul and he wasn't hurt a fly. But Brother Saul, it looks like from the forensics audit, Brother Saul got some money over here to go do this. And now, the accountability, this is my problem with forensics audits. If we're going to have a forensics audit, then by God, let's set up the gallows out front, and whoever is found guilty, we're walking them out there, we're cutting their heads off. Right there. Yeah. You see what I mean?
In front of everybody.
There's no accountability, even if a forensics audit is done. So my question for you as mayor of Jasper is, if there is a forensics audit, and it looks like from the data that someone did something out of sorts or illegal, what is the accountability measure at that point?
I don't know. You'd have to go. Then we'd have to find out, did that happen during this administration?
Right.
Did that happen during the current city manager, city council? Did that happen now? So what if it happened in the past? So how do we move? Are you asking how do we move forward from that?
Well, what I'm saying is, let's just say, and I like Eddie, okay? But we're going to throw Eddie under the bus right fast, okay? All right?
Don't do Eddie like that.
I know.
He's going through enough, man.
He's been under the bus long enough, right?
He might call you on that
one. So let's do this. We'll say there's another executive director down there named Harold, all right? So Harold's down here. And we're putting out these, and I'll be honest with you, the only thing I have a problem with about the downtown grant is that the word facade was used when you're already being accused of issues. What are we talking about? It's
because that's what it supposedly was issued for. You understand?
I understand, but it's almost like saying, "Hey, we're going to have a smoke and mirrors grant." You know what I mean? It's that type of deal. So that's the only thing I got. That's the only thing I got.
Good point.
But say Harold's down there, and Harold has got it figured out where he can kind of work some angles and do some things and this, that, and the other, and all that comes out, work some angles in a public way to help himself privately, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the private side. And then the forensics audit comes out and it says, oh, guess what? Oh, Brother Harold, deacon down there at the, Third Baptist Church is, we love that guy, and he's been doing this. And then everybody's like, oh, God. And then the rumors start, oh, Brother Harold. Oh, Brother Harold. Mm-hmm. And then now, okay, now what do? Do we just all grab a big broom, sweep it under the rug, and keep moving forward? Or does that individual lose their job? It's like you. Say you're in charge of a grant. And then we find out, Anderson Land's down here, he by God, he's going to work the angles. And he got some money in his pocket off of some of this deal, and he didn't even fill out an application. All right?
Yeah, I get you.
See, because the deal is, if you have a business downtown and you go through the application process, and then you're vetted by a bunch of your buddies, there's some people out here who would just automatically say, well, there's impropriety there.
And you know what? You're absolutely right. Because, and I'm saying this, and I want to make sure that this is out there, that's what's happening downtown. That's what's happening. You have business owners. And you let me know if you think this is right.
Okay.
But like I said, there's only so many buildings downtown.
Right.
They're owned by so many people now.
Right.
Did this facade grant or this building improvement grant, let's call it a building improvement grant, because you have an issue with the word facade.
Sure.
We'll call it building improvement grant.
Right.
J Sharp owns 4 buildings downtown. J Sharp is on the Economic Development Board.
Right.
You have your buildings rented out.
Right.
But this program comes up.
Okay.
Why should you, even as a member of that board and as a business owner downtown that owns some of these buildings, you got other people around you that own these buildings and they can do this. Just because you're building on that don't mean you can't take advantage of these programs. Just like
so you're saying a board member shouldn't be restricted.
Yeah, just because you're a board member. That's just like saying that the city of Jasper, we're applying for a GLO loan.
Okay.
Well, we got money, so wait a minute, the city of Jasper applying for a grant, a GLO grant.
Right.
They already got the money, so that's going to benefit them. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
The money is to benefit, to help the city. They're looking at it like this. Oh, it's just benefiting that person.
Yeah.
They're not looking at it as benefiting the city of Jasper. It's making the city of Jasper look better. Right. They're looking at it in the negative part to where J Sharp's getting this money for that. No, J Sharp's not getting the money for that. In a sense he is, but it's for the beautification of downtown Jasper, which makes somebody that come through the city of downtown Jasper like, oh, this looks good. I might want to come here.
Sure.
Right now, I'm going to tell you right now, I was sitting in a restaurant this morning. Some gentlemen came in. They were sitting down there eating breakfast. They said, man, you're the mayor, aren't you? I'm like, yes, I am. Just like that. Yes, I am. I'm getting ready to get it now. Man, let me shake your hand. I don't know how you do it. I'm going to tell you just what they told me, and I'm going to look at you in your eye and tell you just what they told me. I don't know how you deal with it with that radio station up there on the hill. He said, because that's just too much negativity for me. He said, if I was a businessman and wanted to bring, he said, I work here with a business that's new here in the city, but we're not in the city. We're outside the city limits. He goes, but I tell you what, I wouldn't bring a business here. That's just too much negativity going on in this city.
Gotcha.
He said, I've been looking at some of the stuff. He said, he says, I'm a Facebook troll. I see it. It was 4 guys. They were sitting there. He said, yeah. He said, man, Mayor, you got your job cut out for you. He said, you got a council you got to work with. You got citizens you got to work with. You got the media you got to work with. You got economic development. I said, man, you really are following this stuff, aren't you? He said, all I can tell you is you're doing a good job. But I don't know what's going to happen if you don't run next year. I said, well, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see when May gets here.
All right. So having said that, if we're committing to moving forward into positivity, then my question would be, what would you like to say to the people of the city outside of this group that you feel like is attacking you? What would you like to say to them in conclusion?
In conclusion, I would like to say, let's all work to make Jasper a better place to live and not tear it down. Okay, let's move forward from here.
Right.
What happened in the past, people are going to keep dredging it up. What happened in the past happened in the past. Let's move forward. Let's put Jedco in a positive light.
Right.
Let's put the city of Jasper in a positive light.
Right.
You're still going to have the naysayers out there. Well, I want to know.
Yeah.
Yes, but for the regular citizen, the people that live here, that are born and raised here, and long time citizens here in the city of Jasper,
Sure.
stay off Facebook. Read your comments or whatever, but read what's going on. Just keep up with what's going on. But let's put Jasper in this Jasper jewel. I would have another name for it, but it definitely wouldn't be a jewel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I think the people and the citizens of Jasper, for the most part, and the majority of us, are the jewel.
Okay.
We are the jewel. And I would just like to, from this point forward, like you said, what would I like to see? From this point forward, all the hateful, vile, vicious rhetoric that's going on out there now about Jedco, about the city, don't feed into that. Just move forward. You have something that you want to know, come down to the city. You have something you want to know, go to Jedco, instead of going on social media, on Facebook, and making allegations and accusations that you have no proof of.
Okay.
And council members, Jedco board members, people in the city.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, my door is always open. If I don't know the answer, I'll find it for you.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure if Eddie Hopkins don't have an answer, he can find it for you. Let's move. My final statement is, let's move forward instead of going backwards.
Okay.
I want to dig back.
Right.
I don't think nobody's ever made any progress by digging backwards.
One last question.
Yes.
What would you say to the people out there listening that feel like you've taken this time to dig back or to perpetuate negativity, to call out names and the radio station, the whole 9 yards? What would you say to them?
What I did was to bring it to the forefront. Yeah, I went back to bring something forward.
Okay.
They may say that too. Well, are we going back to bring something forward? How is that? How's what those people are doing going to help move us forward? What I'm doing is I'm bringing this out so people will see what's going on out there. Maybe everybody don't know about that. All they hear is what's going on the radio. They don't hear something different.
Okay.
I'm going backwards to go forward. Let's leave that in the past. Let's move forward and make Jasper a better place for all of us to live. And somebody told me never to say this, but I'm going to say this now. If that's how you feel about Jasper and you don't want to be here in Jasper, you don't have to be. I'm not going to tell you to leave, because we want people here in Jasper. Because that was one of my first thoughts. Like, you don't want to be here, leave. But no, if you're going to be here in Jasper, help make Jasper better. Don't tear Jasper down. You don't have to be. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be. That's how I'm going to put that. If you don't want to be here in Jasper, you don't have to be. But don't make Jasper to be the villain that it is. Jasper has enough that it has to deal with.
Sure.
Okay, being the second African-American mayor, the second black mayor in Jasper, Mr. R.C. Horn was the first. Right. I knew Mr. R.C. Horn. He was one of my Little League baseball coaches when I was growing up.
Okay.
I knew him. But he was the first African-American male mayor that they had here in Jasper, and I'm going to give him that. But now it's me. It's my turn. Let's move forward. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, indigenous, let's all work together to make Jasper a better place. Not just put negative news. And I got the last special call meeting that we had. And like I said, I'm sort of kind of getting tired of looking at screenshots that are being sent to me. Somebody sent me a screenshot, and they looked at it and said, Mayor, look at how they disrespected you. I'm still looking at the screenshot that they sent me. I was like, what do you mean? Look what KGS put on. I was like, what are you talking about? He said, look at your chair. I hadn't even noticed it. I looked at my chair. They put a picture of city council on there with me there. Only meeting I ever, with me not there. Only meeting I've missed in 5 years and 5 months or whatever since I've been on city council. Let me think. I don't think I missed any meetings. First one that I missed, they put a photo of city council, announcing the next special call meeting they're going to have. All council members were there, but I wasn't. I said, okay, that upset you? He said, yeah, because I think they disrespected you. I said, well, that just shows how they are. And I was told, but I'm going to tell you this before I go. And this is the truth. I'm not going to lie about anything. I went up to, the last time I've been up there, haven't been up there in a while. I used to go up there, and everybody else know, I used to go up to KGS and drink coffee. Haven't been up there in a while, a few months. I went up there one day to shake Mike Loud's hand. He told me he wasn't going to shake my hand because I'm not who, this is what he said. You're not who I thought you were. And I said, well, I guess that means you're not who I thought you were. And I walked out, haven't been back since. And I thought Mike and I were friends. I mean, I don't know what he thinks. I mean, that's his words. But
yeah,
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people out here listening right now to this conversation, going, "Why isn't he taking this up to Mike Loud?" I think
I've already went. When I went to extend my hand to him, I went to Mike Loud.
So, I got you.
No,
I got you. Well, I guess we'll call it at that. So
yeah,
I guess we'll
yeah, like I say, just council, be mindful of spending the taxpayers' money when you're hollering about money being spent. People of the city of Jasper, be mindful of what you're saying about Jedco.
Right. And
what Jedco's spending money to do this. Look at what's being done around your city before you holler and scream about money being spent. We have businesses opening up here. We have businesses that want to come here. There are more businesses that want to come here. Just because you don't know about it yet, that doesn't mean that they're just sitting around down there not doing nothing. And it is coming, Jay. It is coming. I do know that. And the people on the Jedco board know that. So that's just mind-boggling to me how you want to, Jedco's illegal. They're an illegal board.
Sure. Well, the thing is, not to just keep opening up the wound here or opening up the spot, but when there's a situation where you look up and there's a stipulation as to how people get on the board, right? Mm-hmm. And that stipulation had either not been known to the leadership or not been followed or ignored or however you want to put it. Somehow or another, we got to this point where you got 17? Is it 17?
Well, they did. It was 5. They did change that to 17.
When did they change that?
I don't know how many years ago they did that.
But years ago?
But yeah, that was.
Were we talking 10 years?
Board. Let's see, when was that? They expanded that, but I don't know how long ago that was. But
well, the deal is, all I'm saying is, it's easy when you look through the lens of conspiracy or corruption. Everything looks like conspiracy or corruption, right? It's just like what I said a minute ago about the city manager playing a dual role. Did she just inherit that, or was there something nefarious involved? And she's sitting here trying to run around and control all the, she's trying to play the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. I think it's way less trying to play the Wizard of Oz. That's just my opinion. I have no data to back that up.
She didn't do that herself. She had to get appointed.
Well, that is true. That is true. But my point is, sometimes in these towns, there's an inheriting element to, maybe this can save us a little bit of money here or whatever the case is.
Yeah, small towns, absolutely.
And we're just trying to make this thing happen. Mm-hmm. And so, anyway, having said that, I'm thankful for the idea of moving forward with positivity.
I want to do that, and I really do. Like you said, what you said. Well, how can you move forward and you're bringing this out because I don't go on Facebook. People don't hear what I have to say about it.
Gotcha.
Okay, I don't do comments on Facebook.
And you feel like at this point the relationship with the radio station, they wouldn't let you. I mean, they wouldn't let you communicate some of this?
I don't think it would be communicated the way I want, but the way I'm putting it out.
I got you.
Here.
Okay. Well,
I mean, they haven't come to me.
yeah.
You call me, I call you.
Right.
So, you know, when we talk, if I want to do something, if you want to know something,
Yeah.
you'll call me.
Sure.
I haven't received any calls from them. I don't expect to. But
10-4. Ladies and
thank you,
gentlemen, Anderson Land, Mayor of Jasper, moving forward in hopefully in a positive direction.
I want to do that. And hopefully, citizens of Jasper, let's move forward positively.
There you go.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe.